Welcome to our data science project, which is cross-sell using neural network. And in this part of our project, what we're going to do is that we're going to start building our model. The standard thing before you do that is you are going first to check whether or not your data is imbalanced. This is very important. It's because an imbalanced data would result to a very bad result because of the bias that you have in your data. And in the end, when it is productionized, it will not give you the result that you're expecting, and you would be wasting your time, you would be wasting your money. Let's do this one. We are going to check the counts of our subscribed feature. Let's, okay, so 0 is 27,932 and 1 is 3,715. So as you can see, there is a great disparity between the two. Because the target variable subscribed is a very balanced data, there are two things that we can do in this case. We can actually use oversampling or undersampling. And later also, we can use another method. So basically, we have the two methods that we're going to do in this case. We could do oversampling and or undersampling, and also we can do stratified sampling. Let's first execute this one. We're going to pip install the imbalearn. Okay, now it is already installed. This is the part that I have already told you that is undersampling or oversampling. But in this case, this is going to be for sure oversampling. So we use Smote package to do this one. So Smote is going to give us the undersampling or oversampling depending on what kind of data we have. So first is we split our data, and then after that we choose which one is going to have a higher percentage of distribution. But in this case, of course, as universally accepted, it's always the train set. And here what I mean is we're going to choose what size of test size we could have. So in this case, we chose 0.25 and our random state is 5. So also after that, we could check if the data is already more or less balanced. Not very perfectly, but at least, so when I say perfectly, they are supposed to have the same number, but that is not the objective. The objective here is just having an imbalanced data. Here, we are not going to execute this one because I have already tried this one and this has not given me a very convincing result. So that is why I have used a stratified sampling using this stratified fold method or the K-fold method. First thing is that we assigned X to be our inputs and targets Y. So where did I get this one? So before we did that here in this part of our project. So as you could see, our X and our Y variables. So all the features except the subscribed would be our X variable and Y is our subscribed feature or column. So this is where we base this part of our project. Now there you go. We have already identified our inputs and targets. So the next thing to do is we're going to import stratified K-fold from sklearn that model selection. And after that, we could decide how many splits we could have. We could have 5 or even more than 5. So in this case, I have 10. So maybe the question is, can we use 15? Of course, we can use 15, but the question there is, what is the size of your data? Because that really matters. When your data is not that big, you don't have to use higher number of and splits. So it's just a matter of common sense. So the random state here is none. So we are not going to use random in choosing what data would belong to this n split. So and then we split our data into the y train and the y or the x train. And also the train is composed of two, the x train and then the x val, which is the validation set. And the y train is also composed of two, y train and the y validation set. But of course the sets here, validation sets here is 10 splits. Let's execute this one. Inputs is not defined. Okay. So we have actually not executed this one. Okay, then let's execute this. So there you go. So we have already provided the random samples or the n splits of our data, which is now ready for more validation. Do you want to know more about this channel? Just click these cards. We do have a lot of free data science courses for free, like machine learning essentials, deep learning mathematics, and a lot more. Here, you can always learn an upskill for free.